Hello all, Todd here with a new video where I have another poem, and this one has a very funny story at the end, so stay tuned. And this is a poem dedicated to Mike Tyson. I made it around the Jake Paul or Logan Paul and Mike Tyson fight, which I watched a little bit of it. I love Mike Tyson, don't get me wrong, but I was not very riveted by it. I'll say that right now. I think Tyson gave it good first two rounds. But then it just went some other way. Please, any comments hating me for that is fine, or snide remarks. I'm not a big Paul's Brothers fan, I'm going to tell you that right now. For numerous reasons I don't want to put in this video. I'll be very much punching up, pun intended, but still. I really love Mike Tyson. I've always loved Mike Tyson for a long time. Here's my poem dedicated to him. Again, funny story at the end. He hits like a nuke. When you fight him, you better put up your dukes. He moves just like greased lightning. Greased lightning. You can't take your eyes off him when he's fighting. His greatest weapon was his mentality. When it was paired with his consistency, he did the incredible with his coach, whom he admired. He turned his fear into fire. He taught me that man or monster, it's your own story that you have to foster. He was the only, one and only Iron Mike Tyson. He will always be a titan. Unlike many people with problems, he can always evolve. Now, I don't think Mike Tyson's perfect or anything, but I think he's human. Ironically enough, I think he's very human, and it showed that in the ring and out of it. And watching him go through so many changes and differing things, fascinating. He's a very fascinating character study of a man beaten, broken, and come back stronger. It's fascinating. It's very inspirational. And I really like Mike Tyson. He fought against giants and put his mark on history with his hands and his heart. And the trainer I was referring to was Customato, his trainer who really helped him get the peekaboo and fighting mentality, which is something I really like is Customato's teaching, turning fear into fire, some alchemy of the emotions, turning his more negative emotions into more positive ones, where it's where I like to do with my practice of sports or competition. Keeping on my performance keeps me honest. And again, I'm not some world champion or anything. I don't think I ever will be. It'd be nice, but still. I think I'm a little too old for that. You never know. But I want to be where my peak is. Now, again, that's probably not at the world stage. That's fine. But, where's my peak? Where's my performance going, if not getting better? I think stagnation is the death of creativity and everything else. I don't like it. If you're not evolving, what's the point? If you're not growing, what's the point? It doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, I really like Mike Tyson. Now, here's a funny part. I remember making a video about float tanks. One of my favorite methods of recovery and performance enhancing. It's been shown to help a lot. I highly recommend it. It's a little pricey, but it's good to get quiet up in here. Which personally for myself is very important for a number of reasons I can't go in here. But I was staying in the float tank, room temperature, tons of magnesium salt where I floated. I can just feel the pressure of life not pushing me down, literally. And I was thinking about a story about Mike Tyson. How was I going to make my dedication to him? And this is what came out of it. Every line, I was in that pool just thinking on this one problem. My whole world was black, warm, and I didn't feel any sensations beside that. It was just my own thoughts. Again, without the pressure of gravity or the gravitas of life pushing me down. It's fascinating. I really implore people to do float tanks, if not for a little. Plus, no open cuts or wounds. We're getting your eyes. Magnesium salt burns really bad. I want to stress that. Be smart. You get one heck of a disinfectant, but you might regret going to it. But anyway, I was in there in the dark, in the lukewarm water, just letting my creativity flow, let my blood, my tendons, my fascia, everything just relax. It's very fascinating. how I felt. Can't really put into words, actually, just this weightlessness that isn't present when I'm out of the float tank. And it's very soothing, very powerful, and it's quite relatively cheap compared to other mechanisms of healing or medicine, quote unquote. And again, with healthcare premiums going up, you're going to need everything you can. Now, again, it may cause some harm to some people with issues, but that's at your own discretion. But if I ever get started on this personal training or stress coaching, I'd highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. And that is my poem about Mike Tyson, how it was inspired by a float tank. Thank you. Good night. Like, share, and subscribe.